Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Welcome to today's live trading stream. As always, no financial advice on this channel. Do your own research, and everything what we speak about obviously is no financial advice. But with that being said, let's actually put the music off for now. Feeling better today. Well, depends on what's better. Today I'm here with my hat, so it might be better, but I'm still coughing a little bit, unfortunately. But we're gonna take a look today on obviously the market, what it has done. It's pushing quite good. Bitcoin pushed in yesterday's channel or session, sorry, actually towards our main TP. I holded it until slightly under 94,000 and got my TP. That was a really good one. So overall, profitable session for me yesterday. But let's see if we can get something better like yesterday. Obviously, yesterday we also had one stop loss. But let's see what we have here. Let's just go over yesterday very quickly. We went in here in the green line, and then we basically hit take profit 1 and 2, and we never came back to our entry. And then all of our zones that we discussed were hit, right? So until 94K, we were even at 94.7. For me, that wasn't a relevant zone to take profits for scalps, but this one here was the important one. So I got my TP here around, I think I had it a little bit before already. Yeah, here was the TP. So around, 5 p.m. everything was done here. Moin moin. And then obviously we came down here. So for now, let's actually erase all the zones from yesterday. We don't need them anymore. We're going to take a look on what's happening right now before we see New York opening. And then we can take a look here. All right. Yesterday, the sell did us a little bit dirty. Was of course a little bit more risky entry. If we would have waited for this line to be broken, then we wouldn't be in a sell. But sometimes you do it right, sometimes you do it wrong. So I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. So yeah, with that being said, overall, what can we see in this session? Well, it's a big question we have overall when we take a look on Bitcoin. We're definitely quite bullish. Overall, we are in a very important zone to win. As you guys can see on the higher time frame. Let me actually put that one away. We closed the fair value gap. We have now like basically this movement here. When we had the low, the break, like the change of character, then the double bottom scenario. Like this area was now or is now in areas where these people definitely took profits that went into these trades. So short-term targets. Next target would be 96,560-ish. Very important zone to win is now this 95,560. We jumped over it. Yes, we had a quick move a little bit over it, but not really clearly broken. So that will be interesting. Like if we can actually break through the highs, that will be a very interesting one to potentially even go for longs. Now, of course, when we take a look on the lower time frame, since we have this low, this high. We have seen. Hi Jonah, hi Miguel, what's up? Hope you're doing good. What we have seen here now is obviously now a little bit of like a bearish structure, as you can see, which now has been broken. So I can already tell you guys, like if we actually see a break of this high here, which kind of happens right now, if we can see a break of this high here, it will be interesting for longs. We're gonna take a look, of course, for look out for potential levels soon, but technically we have seen now since yesterday night, we have seen more like a bearish structure, at least on a lower time frame, which is kind of being broken right now. Um, by the way, I'm gonna put that one just for you guys to not be just like sign that up in my chart. So right now, of course, we got a break to the upside also on the 15 minutes. So there's like no point of going higher and then not going even more higher. So currently it looks like we're gonna see a break of this level. I don't even understand why we're pushing right now so much. Maybe there is some some news. I'm gonna take a look now because that candle before New York opening is very unusual. Let me actually see. We do have no news, at least no news in the calendar. We took out this high now. I mean, I'm not in trades because we're not into the session yet, but this one is very weird. It's a very weird 15-minute candle here. Yeah, we still have 20 minutes to go for New York opening, so I wouldn't do anything for now. And then we can trade the break of the same high, potentially just grabbing liquidity here. Yeah. Anyways, gonna take a look on that. Let's see. Very, very unusual 15-minute candle for not really any news. I'm gonna go on Twitter quickly if we can see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything why that move happened. So for now, we're gonna keep it like this. And now we can take a look on levels that we potentially can trade towards too in Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. Not really any bigger levels that are very close to us, which is usually a little bit. It's a very unusual thing that we don't have any bigger liquidation levels happening close to us, to be honest. That will be a very interesting session because we don't have any levels that we can trade towards, at least not from the liquidation levels here. I really don't understand this candle here. It's just a weird move before New York opening. I don't really trust this move yet, if I'm being honest. So let's see what we can see here. Might be just like a liquidation wick. Well, Very interesting. Momentum at least is bullish. But as I said, like I'm not going randomly now in this. It's a little bit like a sus candle. Hello, hello, hello. Anyways, let's focus more on the levels, even though we don't really have any. Okay, but let's mark them out anyways. 94,264 is the first level that is potentially out of interest. Interesting moves for sure. That's very weird. Now we got liquidity here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very good volume. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew. Some interesting move. I mean, would be a nice trade, but still, I think it's a little bit sus here. Just grab liquidity. That's it. But now we definitely have a confirmation of some bullish move, and we can actually trade something like this here. If we are breaking this low, it'll be interesting to take shorts. I'm still like a little bit confused about this this movement, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to find reasons why we move so quick. Would be definitely nice to be in this long. All right. Anyways, okay. Let's see. It's a little bit weird. Like I have a little bit of like a bad feeling here, to be honest, about trading this. But let's see if we can get a trade today. I will be very careful by this kind of movement before the market opens. 94,264. Let's put it in 94,264. Hello, hello. I'm just gonna put some music on too. While we prepare for the opening. So
Wenn du traden kannst, warum verdienst
Crazy push here. Crazy push. $94,840. It's really far ahead. It's gonna be tricky to get some good trades today, I feel like. 768. But it will be an interesting session anyways. Let's see. I will not do anything stupid here. We really don't have any interesting levels here. 94,336. We still have a small one. Like a 7 million one. But then in between, we at least don't have any high leveraged. We have a 3.6, 94,768. I think we have this already. 840. Let's still put them in. 912. Yes, one. One to 8 is a big one. But far away. 9520. Far away. Not so nice for our scalping strat here. So potentially it will be more interesting for shorts, to be honest. Because if we are taking a look now on this structure, we have a confirmed 15-minute setup. So like technically even staying in this bullish setup, we could definitely come down here. Currently it would be an interesting level here on the 15-minute. At least for now, like if we push higher before, then of course our Fibonacci is gonna go a little bit more up. But for now, could be still even with the overall bullish scenario, could still make sense if we see a correction under this level here to go down, then we can maybe get some good shorts. But overall, what I don't like about the bias is, I mean, sure, if we are coming to this area and we're breaking through, then we can trade it, but potentially we have to wait for that, right? Which is fine. Like we don't need to force anything. But yeah, let's see if we can get anything fun. Because of course we also have some short levels here that might be interesting. So a lot of potential rejection areas here, which give me a little bit of a bad feeling. We should maybe wait for levels to be taken out first. So might be a session of being patient. Let's see. So these are the levels for the longs. Let's see what kind of levels we have for the shorts. Also here, it kind of starts at 92.96. 92.96. Yeah, we really might missed just this trade here. How it looks like. Because this guy is pushing. This guy is pushing. Exactly the entry, but yeah, it is what it is. Better be safe than sorry. 92,969. So this is also very far away from areas here. I mean, that would never be the first take profit with actually moving. How many pips is it here? Like 600 pips almost. So that would be crazy. At least now we got the liquidation levels, the small ones that we had here. So might be interesting here what it is doing, but apparently we have to wait first and see how it goes. Usually these kind of like levels are often being corrected again. But let's see. Let's see. What about retracements of the 15-minute downswing? You mean this one here? Like, I mean, we kind of have like a structure that I showed here, and now we broke it. That's the only thing. But I guess what you ask is like something like this, right? And these areas. The problem is here, like I see this volume coming in, and we really would like, for these kind of setups, we would definitely need some confirmations. Because like, I mean, you can see like structure-wise, also on the 15-minute, we're kind of like in a broken, like the downtrend was broken now with this move. So, I mean, hard to say. Like, I don't know what we could do here. Like, it will be like a tough call, you know, since we want to go like with a break of important areas, and here we would just go blindly into the trade if we are scalping. I mean, you know, always possible that we definitely get some sort of retracements here for sure. I definitely think so. Could be possible, but it could also be that we are just completely going through this level. It's like very hard. Like, it's for like a falling market, that would be like a falling knife. I don't know what that is here. Like a rocket that is not stopping, maybe. That's a good definition. But yeah, technically we would be now in a reversal area where it's definitely possible. I mean, we can also see what kind of move we have here. We don't really have any support or resistance zone, at least from the fixed range volume profile here. So yeah, we might just wait for in our strategy, in the live scalping strategy, we just wait for either market coming down here, pushing down, or we see some sort of retracement and then breaking the same high. But not right now, we're just pushing and pushing. So if we can see something like, you know, like we push and then we maybe see something like this and then a retracement, then we can and then as a retracement breaking this, then it could be interesting. You know what I mean? But right now I would rather like to see some sort of like retracement, maybe this low here holding, right? So like very easily explained, maybe something like this, and then, right? And then breaking this high, and then we can, for example, target like these areas here, which would still be a nice scalp, right? If we go in here somewhere, 94.4 would be like here, 350 to 400 pips scalping trade. And if we scale it up potentially, that would be another 200 to 300 pips more. So that's more my play that I would like to play here. just to be a little bit careful here. But yeah, I mean, let's see what happens in 4 minutes. But for now, that would be my take. As you can see here, we don't really have any liquidation levels. So what I would, for example, target here in this case is here the low. And then we have here another small fair value gap, like an imbalance. So I would target this one here, right? So that would be that would be a 100 pip move around here. Here would be around 250 pip move. So that would still be good. And then we can see what happens. Do we see anything else? That would be Bitcoin right now. Ethereum also goes nuts. Crazy. Yeah, Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum is actually filling the imbalance right now. As you can see, green area. So we are filling right now the imbalance that goes until 3,316. It would be interesting if we continue now, even though like we pushed pre-market, we pushed pretty high, and if we now even push more. I can definitely imagine that we see like a retracement first and then maybe a break of the same high if we really see like a crazy crazy bullish New York opening. But I guess like like these kind of candles usually get at least retraced a little bit. So let's see. But currently right now, like my take would be if we're going a little bit lower, I'm gonna mark that out, but please guys be aware that I'm not just jumping in like this. I would love to see some sort of retracement first. It's just too risky for me to jump into this trade here. So I would love to see some sort of retracement first, but still that would be the level for me that is interesting now. But we're just, I mean, let's take a look on the 1 minute, but yeah, very tough one for today, to be honest. But yeah, that would be the high that we can definitely trade, which best case scenario we get some sort of retracement first, and then we break the same high and can go into the trade and target these areas. So that would be my take for now. I don't think that we're going to get a move right away with the opening. So I'm going to be very chill now and watch first. Me personally, what you guys do, of course, is up to you. Like I can just share my personal view, what I do with my personal account, because I trade these as well. I'm not here to just give you some trades just for you guys to have fun. Like I'm telling you literally what I do. So like that's no financial advice or something, but just like me telling you what I do. Mm. But market looks really good. Like market looks really good for the bulls. Even overall, like if you can see that we have, I mean, currently a very nice structure here, right? If you can see on the daily, what happened now is very positive because you see the yellow line, that is the 50 EMA, like the 50 like moving average for Bitcoin, like the 50 average daily average price of Bitcoin of the last 50 days. So we won that now, which we couldn't win before, as you can see. Here we always had it as a rejection. Here we broke through it and then yeah, kind of went down again. Also on the weekly, it's going to be very interesting area where we see some sort of retracement most likely, because we actually see the 50 EMA on the weekly also currently around 97,768. Obviously it's moving a little bit more if it like takes more time, but this is at least currently a very interesting area to see how we react. Like if we can actually go through it and then retest it would be very bullish. For now, if we come there and we get rejected, like heavily rejected, that wouldn't be so good. Like me personally, I wouldn't like that too much. But yeah, as you guys can see, like when we take a look on this, we have a good movement, right? Like here we reacted from the market cycle, like the trend reversal area from the weekly chart. We got a new higher low and created a new higher high, and now again created a new higher low, which is the typical bullish structure, which has, yeah, basically areas to go to now at 104,000, right? Not saying that happens right away, but now, of course, you can see that we are also very close to break these highs. We actually did it already with this move to the upside. So, yeah, let's see how the market opens. Actually, it does open bearish. So, pretty heavily bearish, actually. So, that's interesting. Let's see. Ah, we're not doing any, like I personally don't do anything for now. But this will be, of course, like here, because like you can see like this gap, right? With this like movement to the upside, we created a fair value gap, an imbalance that we now moved into. So that will be now interesting what it does here at 93,760. That will be definitely interesting. But yeah, at least the opening candle, like the 5-minute candle for now, is bearish, which doesn't need to say like doesn't need to mean anything, right? We can see like now move to the upside and then switch and then break it again. So now we at least have some good retracement already. It would be nice if we even get a little bit more down. But you can see also on the lower time frame, like if we are actually breaking these highs, then it's going to be interesting for buys, right? It's going to be definitely interesting for buys. Just put my triggers here. That will be like around the level of 94,419. But for now, looks like we still want to go down. But here I would wait as well. I just want to see a clear break. As I said, like could be a very very not slow from the volume, but for us maybe a longer session until we get something clear, because I don't want to do like this ping pong stuff here. It's just nothing clear that I see. If we can break the high, I would try to go into the buy. If we break the low here, down here, it would be an interesting opportunity to sell the market as well. Just let me know in the chat if like the zones which I personally would trade, are there clear? Is everything clear for everybody? Just let me know in the chat. I personally work with triggers, right? So I put myself like buy stops and sell stops, or also called on the exchanges triggers, buy trigger and sell trigger. I personally work with them. But just let me know if levels make sense. Yes, everything clear. Nice. Clear, everything clear. Perfect. All right, that's good. Yes. Okay. Perfect. I'm just going to mark these things out for me as well. Let's actually take a look on Ethereum at the same time. Ethereum actually still pushes. Ethereum is going to be interesting what it does here at these highs as well. But for now, New York opening bearish, at least for Bitcoin. Let's see on the lower time frame what Ethereum is doing here. Okay. Also nothing clear, right? Like just going into this buy here would be no. Gonna mark these levels out here as well. I'm doing that based on the 5-minute structure. So here, same thing. If we actually break this low here, it would be interesting to take sells on Ethereum. Not sure about the hard stop at the moment because with the lows and highs, the SL would be way too big. If these kind of things occur, I would rather stay out, like being honest, like if you don't really know where to place stops, I either would stay out or I would decrease your leverage, right? Like just, seeing it a little bit with a bigger stop loss, and of course with a lower leverage, that it makes sense. So you still risk the same amount that you're willing to lose, right? So if, for example, let's say on Bitcoin, right, your normal, let's say, risk management is maybe, I mean, that's also very important for you guys to understand. Maybe we use this a little bit as an education session here if we don't have any trades. If you're scalping the market or if you're trading in general, right? And if you kind of get a hang of these sessions, it will be usually the hard stops will be very much similar. They're not always the same, but they're very similar, right? So let's say, for example, our stop loss will never be 1,000 pips, right? Like if we're scalping. So let's say, for example, here, we are going into the trade. Let's say, for example, we go into the buy here, right? And we get now some sort of like sideways trend. Then I would say the hard stop, like, just theoretically could be a hard stop, could be here, right? Because we have this kind of like POI that we now respected. So if we are basically going into the buy here and then coming down, like it wouldn't make sense that we're breaking through it and we still continue up, right? So for example, that one here would be a potential hard stop. But that one would be already depending where you set your stop loss exactly, but that would be like something like a 400 pip stop loss, right? 400. It's not a small one, 450, depending where you enter and where you set your loss. Like, but that would be here. Yeah, exactly almost 500 pips, for example. So yeah, that could be a potential hard stop. But yeah, Ethereum, let's see. Ethereum also still pushes. Let's actually see on X if we have anything that is out of interest for us. Let's see. President Trump. No. Just in President Trump says US companies are going into Venezuela. Okay. I don't see anything like my Twitter is very much like outdated right now. Everything is like from yesterday. I see 5th of January was yesterday, no? So Michael Saylor post Team Bitcoin. I don't really see anything happening on Twitter, to be honest. Let's take a look together. Nothing really. Nothing really happens here. Bitcoin for now also ranging. We still have this imbalance here to fill. Definitely would make sense if we go down there. But as I said, like now we got at least a little bit of retracement. And hard stop would be somewhere here. Let's take a look at the chat. Like for scalping a 500 pip SL fee, it's pretty big. Yeah, I mean, depends, right? I mean, if you're scalping and your TP is 400 pips, then it's a 1-to-1. So very like normal risk to reward, I would say. For me personally, that's the only problem in scalping at the moment. Everything else is clear, and meaning the risk to reward by that. Yeah, with scalping, sometimes risk to reward is pretty hard to do. Yeah, it really depends. Like if the setup is like not fitting to your way of trading, I would just not take it. Like me personally, right? Like me, for example, I'm a guy that likes to hold trades and scale them, right? So like I just like to scale them, and then I have the risk to maybe get stopped out break even. But that's why I often get very big moves and don't close trades like too early. Of course, I secure them, but yeah, but therefore you need to have the patience. Not saying you need to do that, right? But let's see what we can get. Ethereum also still holding strong. Like this move and Ethereum is still holding there. Like it's doing nothing. Like not a reaction whatsoever. But the market is going a little bit slower. You can see it, right? Market goes a bit slower. We pushed very high. So that is usually a sign, like these kind of candles are usually signs that market goes slower and wants to correct here, right? That's like just, based on the candle structure now, it feels like it wants to go down. Patience and the balls, correct. Yeah, I said it and now it goes down. Let's see. But yeah, like if you can see like on lower time frame, you can see these candles, right? On Bitcoin, it's not so crazy like on Ethereum. Like Ethereum is basically sleeping here. Like it's crazy, holding very strong. But you can see the candle structure, right? Like you can see rejection, rejection. I mean, obviously we're on the 3 minutes, so 2 and 3 minute time frame. Here it's not so clear. But on Ethereum, it's like definitely goes slower. It's not pushing that aggressively anymore to the upside, right? Like a hyper scalp would be if we are going through this one area and then just holding it to this imbalance here. But again, that would be like a risky one. So I'm not gonna go into these trades now. I used to do like very quick scalps in the past, but yeah, they're playing with your emotions for sure. You need to be ready for this. Um, so yeah, let's see. I do expect Bitcoin going down here in these areas. It will be really interesting what happens. What happens here? Like if we are breaking through this point of interest, like it's kind of like a support level, um, which is holding still pretty strong. Like you can see one touch, two touch, like many touches here in the last minutes, and it's holding strong for now. Um, if we're breaking through, I definitely think that we can fill that completely down to here, 745, something like that. But let's see. Let's see. I'm not going to take any sell trade when we break this area. I would love to see something more clear. Just don't want to risk any of my capital for no reason. And I think everybody wants to. We need to have something more clear. And this one here, for now, could be an interesting thing, but the problem is that we right away have the point of control in red. So yeah, sure, it could be like a 200 pip 200 pip move, but I would definitely secure quickly there. And that's why I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting what it does here. If we're breaking through, then it's a sign that we want to go lower. If we are not going lower, well, then most likely it's just a retracement of this uptrend, which we have. So something like this, and then we continue going in, and then we can actually go with confirmations into our buy trade. That would be my ideal scenario here, because we also have these levels here. So maybe first going down, and then going up would be a nice move. But let's see. For now, a little bit boring, but these days are normal as well. Put some music on too. Actually, like one crazy thing is render. Have you guys saw this? Like altcoins are performing very good here as well. So you have to adjust my levels. Like render, I was also in a trade, but I closed a little bit too early apparently. I closed at like 180, somewhere here. Was already a nice move, but now it's already at 250. Like it's crazy. Like I mean, look at that. Like we had on December 24th, or let's say like here's the low, right? 19th of December. Like we had now like an over 100% move, 118% from here. Crazy. So yeah, altcoins are coming back. I mean, Solana you can see too. Solana is also performing interesting. Bitcoin moving down now, as we wanted to have. Nice. Very nice. Now it's interesting what it does, to be honest. Like now it's going to be interesting also for sales. So let's see. Let's see if we get something here. But that was nice. It was nice. Okay. Okay, now it will be interesting. Just a freaking fake out here. I forgot to take my limits. Let's see. It went. That is the Binance chart. I don't know if you guys got triggered. Let me know in the chat maybe. I forgot to take my limit there, which is good for now, but it would be, if you guys got triggered, it would be an official trade, which is now being retraced. So I would be now very careful with this. Just let me know if you guys took any trade. Did it actually trigger you? Okay. The retracement doesn't look good, to be honest. So I would definitely, if you're in, oh, that move doesn't look good, unfortunately. Like how it now retraces, it's exactly the same thing like last time. So I would maybe do a hard stop now already. I don't really like this reaction at all. I don't like this reaction at all. So let's see what it does. I will live update and see. Let me see what we can do. Oh, that's like the crazy thing about it. Like, but let's see. Let's see. So me personally, like if we're coming to this area, I might like if you flow, for example, or in, I would take a look what kind of move it does here. But it definitely doesn't look good. Like it's just a manipulation. Here you can see it on this chart too. It's just a manipulation for now. For now on the line chart as well. Just be like just be like on spot. It doesn't mean that we cannot go down. So let's see. Like I would not freak out. But I would definitely look at this one here. So like if we're coming down now, it's of course great. For now, we are holding this one, so that's okay. So that looks in all right. I just don't like these kind of reactions, but it looks all right. So I would definitely, if you guys were now in a drawdown, I would still be in, like stay into the trade and see what it does here, and might react a little bit quicker, right? I might would react a little bit quicker and just secure the entry that you got. I will also go in if we are moving. I just forgot my trigger. That's why I'm not in. But now it's gonna be interesting. Okay. What is it doing here now? Let's see. Let's see. Why is the music off again? Was in but closed. Why? Like you close in loss or? Okay. So now just be like, depending on what it does here, we might react and take small, like quick moves. Let's see what this 1 minute candle does. 8 seconds. I don't have the worst feeling yet now because we are coming back to this area. If we're breaking it now, it would be very nice. But for now it holds. For now it holds. For now it holds. I personally like this. I don't really like. Like I don't really like this yet, but it's just a 1 minute chart. So let's see. Let's see. What is that here? That would be like a 200 pip, no, 400 pip move. Come on, push through. Push through and make us money. Push through and make us money. It's gonna be interesting. So wow, now it's like really tricking with us here. Come on. I mean, like, if you guys don't feel comfortable, like we are around break even, but I personally, I'm still interested in this trade, depending on the price action now. Yep, I'm going in. I'm going in. If we break it, yeah. But you guys did everything correct. I just put the limit now. Now I'm in. So I'm in now as well, guys. So like now at least we're on the same side here. But now it's gonna be interesting. All right, nice. I would like as soon as possible take profits. As soon as possible, take profits here at the low. Like now we are in small profits. Obviously not much, but like just secure this trade, you know, just try to secure this trade. Just in case. We can still go lower in if, but for now, let's see if we are breaking this low here. It will be interesting now here. We are now around 100 pips in profit, depending on your entry. So just think about it. You were in drawdown, so secure your profits. Right? Secure your entry, sorry. And secure, of course, if you want also small profits here. Let's play that safe. Let's play this one safe. Secure definitely your entry, just in case. I would personally secure my entry. Do whatever like you think is correct, but I would definitely secure my entry. I would not like to lose this one here. Let's see. Don't. Yeah, okay. Break even. Probably for most of you, if you secured your entry. I'm also out break even. 50% out. Nice flow. Was a good one. Even though it was only in dots 100 pips, it's still like that market looks very weird. So I'm personally, I didn't take profits, but I'm stopped out break even. So no profits here, but better be safe than sorry, guys. Honestly, that doesn't look too good, the movement. So let's rather wait for a clearer move. I put my stop loss on break even. Got stopped out with a very small loss, I just see, because it pushed through, but it's fine. It's not a problem. Yeah, not so interesting setups, but at least we secured a little bit. I personally didn't take profits, just to be transparent. But I put my stop loss on break even, just because it was a little bit of a tricky one. Yeah, not really something good here, to be honest. Let's see. But still no, like if we are breaking the high, it will be interesting. We're now breaking the high, it will be interesting for buys, right? Still up here. If we're breaking the high here, it will be interesting for buys. So maybe we're going to switch again. It is a little bit like yesterday, right? Just that we saved that one now with stop loss on break even. Said multiple times, like try to secure your entry, because it just is weirdly looking. It's weirdly looking. For now, like if I would take one more trade, yes, I would. I would actually trade the buy. Based on the whole movement here, I would actually avoid selling. I would avoid selling. It's just too unclear. Unfortunately today. Usually we get some nice movements, but today we only got like 100 pip move to the downside. Or what was it? Something like that. Yeah, it was, yeah, 440 pips or 400. Yeah, 130, sorry, 130 pips. So not really a big move. It is a move for scalps, 100%, but not a big one. So congrats, Flo, for taking the 50% out for you. Was a good choice. Everybody, of course, has to do own risk management, but that one here didn't really give us the push down that we wanted. Once again, if you're like first time here, we want to have like clear breaks to the downside, clear volume pushes to the either to the upside or to the downside. And if we see that the volume is not being on our side, we rather secure the position and wait for something more clear. I hope that is clear. I will also do some videos regarding this. I tell it every day. I'm just waiting for me being sick, like the coughing that I have every now and then. It's getting less and less every day. But I just want to wait until then so I can do like a proper video, and then I will upload it in the Telegram channel, and also I might upload it on YouTube so you guys can take a look. Also, if you have any requests for any videos, kindly let me know. You can send it here in the chat and we will go over it. But guys, again, it's very important in trading. Like if we don't get something clear, or we are in a trade and the trade is not really acting like we want to, then rather like securing. Like even if you haven't secured now, like you're 90 pips in drawdown, right? It's not really much. Something like this. Like right now you would be like 60 pips in drawdown. Obviously, if you're still holding the trade, you haven't secured either losses or wins. Like you know, and if your hard stop, for example, you rather want to go with a hard stop, and the hard stop is maybe up here, right? That's fine too. Like it really depends. Like I'm not telling you to, to change your risk management or something. I can just tell you what I see, what I do, and based off that, I hope we can make money together. But some days it's just a little bit less volume, or a little bit less the volume that we want. Clear moves in the directions, right? Ethereum, for example, also went down like we expected, but here as well, like in Ethereum, I would rather wait for the move here. I would rather like to have the high being broken, and then we can trade the whole move in Ethereum, right? Let's actually also take a look on Ethereum just for you guys. Even if I go out of the live now, like I'm gonna like this week, I'm still at my parents' house. Like I'm helping my mom out and stuff like that. Um, from next week on, I'm gonna be in Dubai again, where obviously I don't need to walk any dogs, so I can even go live more longer. But this week I will always be done at like 4:15 CET, unfortunately. Like even when there are like more opportunities coming, I just want to let you know like what I would trade, and you can still trade it, right? So if we have the break of the high in Ethereum, if we have the break of the high in Ethereum, we can actually see what's up for liquidations. We can see that we already secured a good amount of liquidations here, but let's see. We have something at 3,312. I'm just going to mark it out for you. You can do the same thing if you want to. So yeah, that one here is of course not so interesting. What was it? 3,312, right? Yeah, 312. Okay. So that would be Ethereum. 3,312. Yeah, so of course that would be not a big move here. It would be 4 pips. So that is not that interesting for us to take profits here. But you can see 3,315, that's also not far away. So once again, also here, there's not many like liquidation levels that are really interesting. Let's see, no, nothing really that I see. Of course, that one here maybe 332. But in this scenario, like usually we don't have it like this, right? We have very clear trends. That could be here a good one. That would be at least, yeah. I mean, well, it's in Ethereum, of course, it's a little bit different. We don't need like 100 pips or something, but yeah, that one here could be a good move. 3,332. That could be a good target. And then we have a bigger target again at, I don't, oh, that was just the one that I did. Okay. And then, well, yeah, we have here 3,340, almost 20 million. So these ones could be interesting, but other than that, not so many levels. But that would be a nice move. But yeah, sometimes it is like this, but would always almost be like a 1% move in spot. So that would mean if you have like a 10x leverage, that would be a 10% move. If you have like 50x, would be a 50% move on your margin. So that's definitely a nice one. Right? So for example, if you have $100 in a trade, that would mean that you make $50 approximately, probably. But yeah, not nice moves here. What about the rest? Is anybody did everybody go out break even? I know Ace is here. He said you said you're in, and then I think I don't know if Janely was in. You at least said everything was clear, so probably you jumped in as well. Just let me guys know, like let me know like if you guys have any questions regarding the current setups. And if you like how I explain it, or if everything is clear, like I just want to explain it the best way possible, like that you understand. And I don't want to create confusion, right? For me, the most important thing is that you guys have clarity how to use it, and you don't get how do you say how do I say you don't get um unmotivated or something because you feel like you don't understand it. Break even. Okay, that's good. I mean, of course, we would rather like to win, but if you guys put break even, that's good. I did not go in a trade today. It was too risky for me. Philip, perfect. Congratulations. Because sometimes it's better, like the perfect trade is sometimes not to the trade. And this is the day, right? This might be the day where we watch the chart, we learn like these kind of sessions, they're still very important to attend because you learn, like you see market moves. I entered too late, so got out with a loss and still need to master my execution. 100%. Moritz, if you have any questions regarding this, like, let me know. Where do you trade? Like, do you trade on MetaTrader or do you trade on an exchange, on a crypto exchange? Because what I, for example, do, usually today I forgot it. I was transparent here, but I still went in after. I forgot to set my limit. So I just put slightly under, like I don't put it exactly on the level. So I'm okay with a slightly worse entry. But usually I work with execution limit, like limit orders, right? Like trigger orders, they're called on BingX, for example. What could be also a way of doing that, that's like mastery. You could even go like on a 5-second chart, right? If we have these breaks and then wait for a 5-second candle to break. But here we would also go into the trade. So, right? As you can see. So that wouldn't make any difference. Sometimes I do that, especially for manipulation, but here we would go in as well, so it wouldn't make any difference. But yeah, if you have any questions there, let me know. Yes, should put limit orders too. Yeah, it's just like because I know how it is, like you're looking at the chart, like probably you're looking at the stream. I would always recommend you to maybe look at the broker, like look at the exchange. In this case, for me, it's BingX. I always look at the chart there and put my trigger there, right? So it's automatically being placed, like the trade is automatically um, being placed. Yeah. So let's actually wait a little bit. Once again, like Bitcoin would be interesting if we are breaking these highs. Oh, now I closed the other one. Nice. This one I closed too. So let's open this one quick. But yeah, today nothing really interesting. By the way, guys, one question. Everybody that is in the chat now, how much of an interest would that be? I'm just going to ask. I'm not saying that it's going to come, but how much would you guys be interested in using a copy trading software? Something like outside of our sessions, right? That's has nothing to do with our session. How would you like if, for example, you could just copy my personal trades, let's say. I'm not saying that's going to come. I'm just going to ask you guys if you guys would be excited about something like that, or no, I don't want that. Where you can just basically connect to a trader, and whenever he takes a trade, it's going to be automatically um, traded on your account too. Of course, you can set up settings and everything like that. Would you be cool with that, or like, would you think that's like a cool idea? Maybe give me your feedback in the chat, because on BingX, for example, like there are a lot of opportunities, and there's also a copy trading system, which is automatically connected to BingX, and you can connect your account. You can set how much money you want to invest per trade, and you can even do some advanced settings like hard stop and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, how cool would it be? How cool would it be if you have like working strategies, traders that are really, really good, right? That might be some of my friends, that might be myself, right? That are really, really good. And you could just plug and play and just connect to their broker account. Whatever they're doing on their account, you do on your account too. That would be great. You know my opinion. I think it would be really good. Yeah, cool. So you would like it. 3 people, 4 people would like it. Because I'm thinking that could be a very, very cool idea. Just on top of live sessions, maybe, I don't know how you like some signals. I'm going to do a lot of things in my Telegram, like where you guys probably are. I'm going to give you guys maybe once a month, I'm going to do like a Zoom call maybe, where you guys can ask questions, like a Q&A. We could do that in the future. We could do, I'm doing some market breakdowns, like that you guys can also see how I see Bitcoin, how I see Ethereum, how I see Solana, right? I just want you guys to be to get some good stuff where you guys can learn a lot, um, and obviously you also profit from that. Best case, right? Janly says I would be interested too. Nice, nice. Okay, I'm gonna most likely also open up the chat in the future, like that we can also chat over Telegram if you guys are interested in that, just like creating or building a little bit more of a community. So you guys can also connect between each other and stuff like that. For now, I leave my Telegram just open and like closed like this, because I would rather like to use it more as like an educational channel, where the focus is not too much in like texting, right? So it's not like bombarded with like messages. Um, so it's like very clean, right? I communicate when I go live. I share testimonials. I share my market breakdowns. I share um, I share some other stuff if I have, right? But in the future, I might do like one extra channel where we can just text as well, and you guys can text with each other. Obviously, if I'm in the chat active, I'm not going to be active 24/7. I can tell you that, but um, obviously, I'm going to check the chat so we can have some sort of community. Would that also be like a cool thing for you guys? I'm asking you because for now we are obviously more like a small group. We don't have that many people in the Telegram channel yet, and not like hundreds and thousands of people on the live streams. But I guess that will happen in the future, right? So let me know if you're interested in that as well. But I'm working on a lot of things in the background for you. Completely gonna be for free. Like I'm not gonna, charge anything for like what I do right now here. Like this setting, what we have, I'm just gonna expect that you guys are connected to, for example, BingX in the future. That I can definitely say, because it's easier to see, hey, who is actually like supporting, who's actually wanting to be part of the community and stuff like that, right? But yeah, guys, like I'm definitely excited. We don't see anything right now that we can trade, so I would personally just stay out of the market and go with my dogs. But you guys know what to do. Like I'm completely, I give you completely the levels. So for now, I would wait for this level to be broken for sells. But to be really honest, I would rather like to take buys in Bitcoin. So if we're breaking this level, it could be very interesting. I have marked out the levels here, 94,768 up to 94,912, and then we have 95,128 up to 95,200. So that could be a very, very interesting one to trade. I might even have my limits on here as well. So let's see, and set then my TP. So that could be something that is interesting, but I'm going to go now soon with the dogs. So yeah, with that being said, like you guys know what to do. If you guys want to, of course, stay in front of the charts and trade, you know what to do. I would love to see buys more than sells. And yeah, I would finish the live stream for today. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to send me a message on Telegram. Jona and then my last name that you can see here on YouTube. That's my username. So if you guys have any questions regarding crypto and the group, feel free to reach out. I'm, especially when we're not that big yet, I'm completely open to help you guys. Of course, there will be an end of resources in the future, but for now, just use it. I'm here. I wanna be there for you and help you to get profitable, have fun, and learn a lot. All right. With that being said, have an amazing day, evening, wherever you are in which time zone. And then, yeah, today, very boring day, break even day. Same like yesterday, but these are the days where we have to learn patience, learn to be patient. And yeah, with that being said, have a good one. Talk to you soon and see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. And you guys know what to do if we come up here. All right, guys, take care. Much love. Bye bye.